Asia and the Pacific is home to more than 700 million persons with disabilities. A diverse group of women, men, girls, and boys living with some form of disability. Their human rights and fundamental freedoms have been expressly recognized in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. And their full and equal participation is essential to achieving the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its pledge to leave no one behind. In 2012, the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, ESCAP, and its membership launched the third consecutive Asian and Pacific Decade of Persons with Disabilities and adopted the Incheon Strategy to make the right real for persons with disabilities in Asia and the Pacific. In 2017, members further adopted the Beijing Declaration, including the action plan to accelerate the implementation of the Incheon Strategy. In 2022, the final review of the decade will lead to new strategic directions on disability-inclusive development. Over the past decade, countries in the region have made progress towards the Incheon Strategy goals. 47 ESCAP member states have ratified or acceded to the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, a great increase from a decade ago. During this time, more countries have developed disability-related laws, policies, and strategies, including national action plans for the empowerment of women and girls with disabilities. And noticeable progress has been made towards improving the accessibility of the built environment, public transport, communications technology, and services. But significant gaps remain. In Asia and the Pacific, only 1 in every 4 persons with disabilities are employed, compared to 3 in every 5 persons without disabilities. Between 11 and 30% of persons with disabilities live below the national poverty line. And less than 1% of the region's parliamentarians are persons with disabilities. Persons with disabilities, especially women and girls, are still more likely to live in poverty than persons without disabilities. They are less likely to be employed, are significantly underrepresented in national parliaments, and many do not receive any social protection benefits. Children with disabilities are less likely to participate in early childhood education. Persons with disabilities are more likely to die during disasters. And we still need more data across the region to design effective policies. As the current decade of persons with disabilities concludes in 2022, we must acknowledge these remaining inequalities and renew our commitment to action. A whole-of-government approach must be adopted to supporting and empowering persons with disabilities. Partnerships must be created with a wider range of stakeholders, including organizations of persons with disabilities and the private sector, to address the emerging challenges brought by the COVID-19 pandemic, population aging, climate change, and to leverage the opportunities presented by digital transformation. And the peoples of Asia and the Pacific must recognize that disability inclusion is everyone's business. By joining our forces over the next decade, we can and we must make the right real for persons with disabilities in Asia and the Pacific.